Hello, how's it going today? My name is Nathan, and thank you for tuning in if you're watching live or for watching on YouTube if you're catching the stream then. Today, I'm going to be building something I've been excited about for a very long time. Let me pull this out real quick. It is the KBD Fans collaboration with Carryworks, and it is the Epoch, or Epoch, however you pronounce that. It's a 10 keyless, old school kind of a Dolch style. So we're going to be building that with Holy Pandas today, and a Dolch keycap set, obviously, because you can't build a Dolch keyboard without a Dolch keycap set. So let's just take an initial. I have opened this just to test the PCB because I would hate to build a board without, or at least start a stream with a DOA board. But it's beautiful. It works, yeah, you can see the Carryworks and the Dolch. Carryworks and KBD Fans logo there, so should be a fun build. Like I said, I've had my eye on this board for quite a while, and it's kind of a weird situation. It went into group buy, but I think it's also in stock. At least mine was. I ordered it and it immediately shipped, so I think they maybe had some on hand, and then we're planning to run a group buy. But the fact that, let me check right now and see what it's listed at. If we go to KBD Fans website and then pull up the web browser, it's loading. I'm sure my internet's a little nuked with an upload going on. KBD Fans Epic, maybe. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's seems like it's in stock. It was originally listed as a group buy, so I'm not really sure what exactly is going on with this board. But if you want it, I guess you can get it right now. Yeah, in my opinion, it's an absolutely gorgeous board. Carbon fiber plate. So yeah. With that, having said that, let's get back to finishing unboxing. So I already pulled out the PCB. I pulled out the some of the extra components that we'll be needing. So I think all that's left in here is just the case. It is a gasket mounted board as well, which is very exciting. That's the new hotness in the keyboard community. So I opted for the matte black finish because I'm a sucker for matte black. And then finally on the bottom we have the carbon fiber plate. It's an interesting plate because it's very minimal in terms of how much plate there even is. So I'm not really sure how the Holy Pandas are going to sound in this. Hopefully they sound excellent. I do find that Holy Pandas in like brass and aluminum tend to be a little high pitched for my taste. So we'll see how carbon fiber sounds. I've never built a board with carbon fiber, so yeah. Anyways, let me pull up. I have a to-do list to do that I can pop on the screen, and oh, I have 0 tasks in it. That's great. That's fine. We know how to build a keyboard here. So I think the first step will be just to verify that the PCB works. Now, unlike the majority of PCBs, this one actually has a daughter board, and that's because of how large the forehead is on this board. So they need to extend it a little bit with a ribbon cable. So we need to attach this daughter board first. Let me pull up VIA so we can do some testing here. I don't think we'll need to do any programming tonight because it should be pre-programmed. So I will attach this cable here to the daughter board. You can see here, here's the little daughter board that you attach with the ribbon cable. So, and I believe the blue side on this ribbon cable goes down. Please disregard my gnarly falling apart fingers here. Excuse me, the blue goes up. That's what I meant to say. Okay. So, let us find out if this works. Zoom back out. Grab my testing tweezers. And then we'll pull up VIA and switch over to the programming view. Oh, interesting. Let's get this out of here. Oh, it thinks that's QMK. That's funny. I have a countdown program called Snaz that I use for the intro countdown, but my window capture thought that was QMK. That's hilarious. So let's plug. You can see right now it's connected to my tofu, but if I move that out of the way a little bit and we connect this board up, we should. Yes, Dolch 80 comes up. Now it's not going to, this board's not VIA compatible, so you're not going to see it here. I'm just going to use the key tester. So we should be able to see these light up as I hit them. So let's check. First, there we go. The problem with, oh, got mad at me there. Okay, so that is, oh, I see. I have the PCB upside down. Let me flip this here so I know what I'm doing. Let me actually unplug this cable and flip it back over. There we go. Okay, so yes, this is, let me turn off the sound on VIA as well. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's very annoying. There's scroll lock, print, F row, escape, great. So far, so good. Cool. So far, so good. Caps lock and stepped caps lock. I like stepped caps lock personally. I think it just, it's a lot easier to, or it's a lot harder to hit caps lock accidentally if it's stepped, and also I just aesthetically think it looks a lot better, especially kind of on these Dolch style, like older terminal boards. I don't know why I skipped to the bottom row, but I did. Oh, yeah, I forget. So my preferred switch testing software is EK Switch Hitter, but for some reason Streamlabs will not capture that window, so I have to use VIA because I'd rather not do just like a window capture or a desktop capture. Okay, that looks good to me. So we will pull this out and then pull the daughter board off of this PCB for now. I'm going to put it to the side of my ESD mat because next we are going to attach the stabilizers. I'm trying to think through if there's anything else I want to do first, but just make sure that this plate aligns correctly. And then we're going to use PCB mount stabs. Personally prefer them. I mean, not just for personal reasons, but for objective reasons, to plate mount stabs. They just seem like they make a lot less noise. So we will get started with those. I don't know yet which stabs I want to use. I have both. Let's see. I have a lot of. Move these over. I have a lot of these sort of smoky Duroc stabs. I also have some cherry stabs, but I like these smoky Duroc ones better. But I think I also have these stabs from the Equal Z, which I believe are associated with the tangerine switches, but I have color combos of both purple and yellow, but I think that might be a little bit loud for this board. Not that you really see the stabs, but given that it's kind of a carbon fiber and a black board with the Dolce style, I might just go with the smoky Duroc stabs and the black stab wire. So we're gonna need, for this board, we need 4 2U wires and one 6.25U wire. So let me grab those. So those guys. And then one of these guys. Perfect. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's enough. And then 10 of these guys. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, wait. 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9, 10. All right. And then the screws, which I have all in one bag. Great. Then the next thing that I want will be my grubby mat, because we're going to be getting some lubricant going on here. So plug this guy back in, slide this up. Like that. We just need good old grubby boy. It also makes your hands smell weird and really bitter for some reason. Don't know why. Must just be getting old. Okay, let's get Via out of here. All right. So we're going to use a couple different things for lubing these stabs. We're going to use 205G0 wherever plastic is touching plastic, and we're going to use some dielectric grease for wherever metal touches plastic. Which means we need some tools for the job. We'll grab a couple things out of this. Dielectric grease, some 205. We will also need a stem holder, a paintbrush, and actually I think I'm also going to use, and where do I have them? I have these adhesive foam pieces that attach where the stabilizers attach. Directly underneath them in order to prevent contacting any metal on the PCB. I can't remember where I put them. Oh, duh, they're right here. These guys. Great. We'll use those as well. Alrighty. That's probably way too many. It's absolutely way too many. Okay, so the wires over on the side. And then I'm going to separate these housings into pairs of 2. And then these guys into equal sets with their buddies. Okay. So first, we're going to lubricate the left and right sides of the interior of the housing. Let me zoom this in a little bit. There we go. So this one's lubricated. This one. Then I'm gonna lube these guys. Oh hey, Ducktective is raiding with a party of something that I cannot see. It's too large. Hey, how's it going? Howdy, Ducktective. Nice to meet you. Hello, Soul Coyote. Thanks for joining. Party of 3, I appreciate that. Hey, a raid's a raid. How's it going? How's the stream tonight? Thank you for following Soul Coyote. Coyote? I don't know how to pronounce that. And thank you for following Ducktective. Appreciate that. It helps out. KBD 75, very nice. What switches did you put in it? Gatoron inks. I love those switches. I have Gatoron silent inks in my main build, which is a tofu, a 65% that I really love. So very cool. Client builds are stressful, and somehow more so when they're for a friend client, because you still have to, I don't know, just adds a little bit to that relationship. Tofu gang. Okay, so, oh, that's a good point. I'm in a Discord call by myself because I have friends in my channel that drop in and drop out every once in a while, but it is a little weird to have the overlay going on when I'm here. What's okay, so here's a question. I built a Tofu 96, and like nobody that I've talked to, nobody that I talked to has heard of a Tofu 96. It seems like when you say tofu, it's like the 65% version. And I was wondering if that was true for you guys. Yeah, so okay, so it's a very weird board. Let me pull it up real quick. Because they have it on KBD fans, but I've only ever seen, well, really mine in the wild. Here's the, here you go. It's a great board. It does, it's the exact same mounting style, or wait, no, I don't think it is integrated. I think it's a tray mount plate. It's the same as a normal tofu. So mine has a brass plate, and well, hold on. Actually, I have it. I have it here. Let me zoom out a little bit because it's a chonker. But yeah, I have the okay. I have the Cam Little Pilot key set on it, which this is a project board because I need to straighten out some of the switches. But the I hate when keycap sets do not cover stepped caps and also have the shorter shift for the 65/75/96%. But I'll be swapping these out eventually. But yeah, these are very shiny keycaps. Cam Little Pilot is one of the only gloss finish keycap sets that I know of, which is cool, but it also means that like the slightest amount of use makes them a fingerprint magnet immediately. It's like ABS, but a billion times worse because you just have to touch it once and it's super shiny. But I love the movie. I suddenly forgot the name of it. The Wes Anderson movie that those are based on. I love dogs, and so yeah, I couldn't resist those keycaps. But today we're building the Carryworks Epoch, or Epoch, however you pronounce that, which I'm very excited about. It's a gasket mount carbon fiber plate. Oh, Gravity Falls. I love Gravity Falls. I actually I ran a limited, and by limited I mean basically friends only, sale of Gravity Falls t-shirts that I made that were kind of glow in the dark, and that was pretty fun. So I may someday do another run of those, but it's like you can't really sell someone else's IP unless you want to. I mean, you could. That's what like Redbubble is, but I don't know. I wouldn't feel super comfortable about mass marketing it necessarily, but yeah, maybe if you're ever on my Discord and you want to slide me a DM, I might be able to hook you up with a Gravity Falls t-shirt that I have, because I have some spares lying around. So also I live in Montana, so screen printing is something I have to do in my garage, which is not heated, so I can only do it like in the few summer months of the year. So it's one of those things. Mouse wrist rest. Oh yeah, this the Delta Hub Carpio, I think is what it's called, and I'm a sucker for a good Instagram ad, so I had to pick one of those up. How did Gravity Falls come up? Are you just like a psychic and new, or do I have something around here that I don't know? It's kind of spooky, but I am a huge fan. So oh duh, Ducktective. Yes. I don't know how I didn't put that together. Honestly, it's been a bit since my last rewatch. I need to do that again. I didn't discover that show until much later in life, but my wife introduced it to me, and I watched it like every single, I think 3 summers in a row. I just watched it in the summer. Okay, have you guys seen Over the Garden Wall? Because if you like Gravity Falls and just kind of maybe the fall vibe, it's a phenomenal show. It's got Elijah Wood in it, which I'm a sucker for anything from Elijah Wood. My favorite character from Gravity Falls? It's a good question. Yeah, you should definitely try it. I think it was a limited series. It was 10 episodes, and each episode was like 11 minutes long, and it ran on Cartoon Network, so you can watch the whole thing in an evening if you feel like it. But it was, yeah, I'd say watch it in the fall though, because like just the fall vibes are perfect. Or watch it now and rewatch it. But yeah, it's very, very good. My favorite character, I really like the time travel. I can't remember his name, but he has the like the tape measure that you can use to travel through time. I just thought it was really funny, and I think he's voiced by one of the creators of Rick and Morty, right? Yeah, he's bald, and he's got he's like Globnar, is that his name? Contest. Let's look it up, because I think... Oh, he said Globnar. Yeah, it was voiced by Justin Roiland. His name is Blandon, which I forgot about, but yeah, he's from... I don't know how many episodes he was in, but the few that he was in... no, actually, this is my third time building with Holy Pandas. But the this board is actually Holy Pandas, which, yeah, I also built a, well, built is a relative term, but I have a, who makes it? It's Keychron has a hot swappable board that is that I have some Holy Pandas in, which I'll probably pull them out at some point and sell that guy, because I don't know, it's a fine board, especially for the price, but just like I think it has a plastic plate, which really does a Holy Panda no favors. So that's probably saved myself some, like 68 of them. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I've tried most of the big tactile switches. I've tried Zelios, and I've tried, in fact, I have a spreadsheet of all the switches that I've tried. Let me pull that up. I'm a bit of a nerd, so I love me a good spreadsheet. Let's pull up the switches. All right, here is my inventory, or stuff that's just come through my services. But yeah, Nava Creams, Blueberries, Kiwis, Holy Pandas, Zelios. T1s I really like for the price, but Holy Pandas are, I think, my favorite. I've also attempted the mod where you drill out the bottom well in the switch so that the stem can go down further, because part of the sound of the Holy Panda is the stem bottoming out because it's too short, and I've tried drilling through the hole so that the switch can go further, which is fine. There's this, like, I haven't tried dragon fruits. That's one that I have missed out on. Maybe the next time there's a Tangy Tuesday or whatever they call it for dragon fruits on oh, who is it? I follow so many subreddits. The Key Company. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. The stem slapping the bottom of the housing, I think, is what gives part of it that, oh, don't get dragon fruits. That stem slapping kind of sounds like raindrops to me, and I really like that. So I think that drilling out the bottom of them is definitely not a mod worth making. So you guys come to a resolution on these dragon fruits and let me know, because I have so many switches right now. I gotta prioritize. Okay, what stems did you put in them? Yeah, I do like kiwis. They're definitely top 3, but I guess in terms of value, although to be fair, Holy Pandas are not up there in terms of value, definitely, because you either have to buy them from drop, which is pretty expensive, or you have to build them, which means you're sacrificing, either you're throwing away those parts or you're creating unholy pandas, which I've never liked. So yeah, but I don't know, I like these, and the ones that I'm building with today are B-Sun housings with the halo clear stems, so they're kind of like a maroon and white switch, which I like the look of. But it's fun that you can have all kinds of colorways of holy pandas, just because you can. There's a lot of people making holy or panda housings, so. I've never tried lavenders. Are they? Who makes those? JWK. Okay, yeah. should have known. Took the stem from the lavender switch. Oh, okay. Interesting. What are Zykos? Have I not heard of this? Zykos. Panda tops, Zelios, or silent bottoms. Halo stems. Oh! Panda top. Wow, okay, so you need 3 switches to pull that nonsense off. That's interesting. Okay, here's the other question. If you're building holy pandas, which spring do you use? Because I've always used the spring that comes with the panda switch, not the halo. But I guess it kind of depends maybe more on the weight. Alpacas are nice too. I have a build here. It's a CTFKB Mysterium that has alpacas in it, and I really like it. So, yeah. I don't know. My wife asked me the same questions. It's funny though, because like everything that you guys have mentioned, I just so happen to have under my desk. I have a lot of keyboards, and most of them are at work. I have a couple at home that I brought home for just taking photos of to post on Instagram, so I happen to have these, but GK61 Gator on blacks, nice. What? Broke your tofu? What'd you do to it? Those things are like tanks. Oh, the PCB. I've had some absolute nightmares with PCBs where I, the old Glarses special. Where, yeah, there's a PCB that I was soldering on an Arduino, and I tried to cut the extra header, or like the extra length of the header pins off of it. And I accidentally cut a couple traces, so I had to build some jumpers and run them across, and it was a disaster. So don't do that. But yeah, no stranger to PCB nightmares. The nice thing is, I'm not an electrical engineer, but I have a lot of friends who are, and I work at an electrical engineering firm. So there's always someone on staff who can fix something if I break it, unless I, physically shatter a PCB or something. But giant O-ring, put it between the plate and PCB so you can gasket friction mount it. Used a copper plate that didn't align with the case. Okay, all right, that'll do her. The nice thing is, I don't know that tofu PCBs are that expensive. It's just if you can get them in stock. Also, I recently found out about Divinity, which seems to be like a US proxy for KBD fan stuff. And it saved my bacon a few times when I didn't want to wait for shipping. I think they're called Divinity. I just typed Drivinity. Also, let me do this. Okay, get that out of here. We don't need a little. Okay, yeah. So you guys know about Divinity. Yeah, they that was kind of. I mean, they don't have, I think, the full stock. Oh, really? Okay, so you can wait. Do they have a physical store? Oh, okay. So immediate shipping. That's nice. They also are one of the only keyboard vendors I've found that have a free shipping on orders over 99 or orders of a certain value, which is really clutch. Oh, it's a house. Okay. But yeah, just to like, because usually it's like, I don't know, how many times do you order parts for a keyboard and it's not $100? But yeah, just to be able to get free shipping is nice. So they're supposed to have cat black on white keycaps in stock on Wednesday, I think, which I'm excited about because I love cat profile. It's probably my favorite profile. And I have a set of, I don't know if the whites are the same, but I have a set of cat milkshake, but I grabbed it when it was an extra on novel keys, and I didn't manage to get the alphas for it, or even the weirdos or any of those, so I just have blanks. But if I could get some alphas for it, the keyboard would be a lot more usable because it's hard to use a keyboard when you can't see anything on it. I can get by, but I think with the number rows where it's really hard. The Carpio is nice. It's good, but it's this is just me and my weird wrists, but I think I'm right in between. Oh, the NK65 milkshake. Yeah, I have one of those too. The extras came out today. So if anybody in chat wants a milkshake, get on it, because it's they're going. But yeah, so this is, I think, a little too wide for my wrist, but the nice thing is it's these things just pop off, so I might 3D print an adapter to attach to these 3 pegs and just scooch this over just a touch, because I'm right between the large and the small sizes on their website. So yeah, I do like it though. It definitely helps with just kind of wrist stress. So KBD 67 is an in-stock item. Yeah, so you may be able to get the PCB for a Tofu, because I think Tofu fits 67 PCB. So yeah, I've had that too. I also like, oh, thank you. That's it's a felt triathlon bike that I bought off of Craigslist, and I have yet to actually do a triathlon, so. Tofu 60. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's, I didn't know they made a 60% tofu. I just thought they were 65, but maybe that's the 96 equivalent for me. Okay, I'm just putting dielectric grease here on the stabilizers. Basically, I'm just putting, oops, put that one on upside down. I'm putting dielectric grease anywhere where the metal interfaces with the plastic, and I'm putting OG Tofu 60. Okay, I need to catch up on my keyboard history. And then I'm putting 205G0 anywhere that plastic is touching plastic. That's kind of the MO for stabilizers. So we got our 6.25 spacebar stab done, but yeah, maybe someday I'll do a triathlon. I'd like to. I kind of, I was training for it, and then obviously COVID happened and there haven't really been any triathlons since then. So I've just been training a little bit on and off at home on like one of those things that holds a bike, so you can use it indoors, which is very convenient. So let me grab some paper towels so I don't get too greasy here. Also, dielectric grease kind of serves to fill the space inside the stabilizer, so it doesn't rattle around too much while you're clacking. All right, 2 left. Also, fortunately, I've already lubed these pandas, so I don't need to worry about doing that tonight, because otherwise we'd be here all night. It's funny because I think, interesting. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that. I know Teja does that. But yeah, you're right. It's a lot more expensive, and I've never done an A/B comparison, but I should do that. Yeah, I might start doing like short streams where I just lube and then I don't do that on the. Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea because it does take a while, but. Yeah, and yeah, especially with Holy Pandas, where you're taking apart pairs of switches, it just seems like it takes longer. I mean, it doesn't seem like it does take longer. So. Leftover films. Okay, so I have never filmed. Oh yeah, I do have grade 2 cryotox, but I've not tried that on stabs. But yeah, it definitely is thick, the dielectric grease, and so you kind of have to work it in a little bit, it seems. But yeah, I've never used films on Holy Pandas before. I always film JWKs, but Holy Pandas, it seems like the housing's already tight enough that it makes it a little bit harder to get them closed, but that's just me. They also don't seem like the stem wobble's too bad. Oh, films on stabs? I didn't know you could film stabs. What? Stabilizer films. You have to put keyboard for everything. Oh, interesting. Huh. Oh, the, huh. Interesting. All right. Well, let me put this move stuff back. Where's that grease? There it is. And then we will install these bad boys. Desk stab mod. Okay. Not seeing it, but at some point I will find that. Look that up. Okay. So here is our PCB of the day. Make sure that's closed. Don't want to snap off the daughter board here. Okay. I'm gonna grab a screwdriver. I can attach these guys. Before that, though, let me freaking switch with turquoise telio stems and cream housings. I haven't filmed. Oh, creams. Oh, I did try to film creams. That was a nightmare. They are so tight, and I did not. I didn't get a lot of them closed, so I just gave up on that one. But. Also, I built a build with creams very early on, and learned at that point that creams are so scratchy if you do not lube them. So at some point, fortunately, there was no plate on that build, so I can still open the switches from the top. So at some point, I'm going to pull that in and stream that. Oh, I don't know if I'll stream it, but at some point, I'm going to open it up and and lube this switches because they're scratchy as all get out. UHMWP stems and creams. Yeah, okay, because I had heard about the break-in for creams, but I didn't, at the time, I was kind of new and I didn't relish the idea of lubing switches. Little did I know that that's half of what I do now, but I assumed they would break in sans lube, but yeah. Palm Durox. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Palm switches coming out, which is interesting because it seems to be popular, especially now with the a lot of the with the creams popularizing them. Alright. You don't like the way broken in creams feel. Why not? What changes? You like the scratchiness. Okay, I mean, to be honest, there's a market for everything. Hence, box jades and navies, which I know people who love those. I think they're really loud and kind of insane, but if you like them, use them. Yeah, JWKs are nice. And to be honest, I'm happy that they're so high quality given how many of them there are, because it seems like one of the first, clickies for macro pads are nice. I built this guy with, I was going to build this with box navies, but these TTC Gold V2s were just such a perfect color that I couldn't resist. So they're tactiles, but yeah. Which, what is it about dragon fruits? Is the housing the same as like a tangerine or a kiwi, and it's just the stem that's different? Because I've seen a lot of negative press for the dragon fruits, or maybe not negative, but just kind of meh in comparison to kiwis. But I don't know what they changed. Just realized I put too many of these films on. That's okay. We carry on. Okay, so the next set will be backspace. They sound plasticky. Tolerance were off and they were scratchy and had bad leaves, lots of ping. They were cheaper. Ah, yeah. I mean, I know they're more available too, because like last time I checked, the key company drop of dragon fruits lasted way longer than I've ever seen for anything else. So they were around for a while. I just never picked them up. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was saying, is that like as far as JWK stuff goes, you can find a lot of it. Like it comes out all the time, so it's really just a matter of what colors you like that would limit availability. Because it all seems to be really nice. And alpacas, yeah. Prime KB has alpacas like fairly regularly, and I've made multiple keyboards with them, and I've had a decent time with them. Also, the T1s that Prime KB has are really nice. I will sing their praises forever, because for the price, they're a solid tactile switch, and they come in 3 weights, so they're something for everybody, you know? So they're very, very nice. Definitely lube those though. There's no getting around that one. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's interesting to kind of see what's been happening to this community as it's been gaining traction, you know? Like, I've been seeing a lot more group buys for keycaps that aren't from GMK, which is nice, because I kind of get annoyed by GMK. Like, I won't deny that they are one of the, or if not the best keycap manufacturer in terms of quality, but holy cow, are they annoying in terms of wait time. So seeing other things like, I think EPBT is making double shot ABS caps now, and or maybe have for a while, and I'm using some today on this build because I wanted a Dolce keycap set, and my modern Dolce 2 group buy is still quite a ways out, as group buys tend to be. Alright, so which one of these am I using? I'm using that guy. Okay. But, okay, am I wrong, or did I hear a rumor that that GMK was opening up another facility for manufacturing, and that was going to decrease some of these lead times? I may have just had a dream, and someone told me what I wanted to hear in a dream, but sounds good. Duck Detective, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Joffe, I really hope that's the case, because it would be nice to have some of these group buys get bumped back to where they were originally supposed to be. Yeah, the PBT keycaps that Novel Keys has been making are really nice. And that's the thing, is like, personally, I dig PBT keycaps for daily drivers. You know, they're not going to get shiny. You're not going to be like freaking out because you're typing on a, you know, $200 keycap set. I mean, look at Botanical. Like, I could never, obviously, I don't think you would daily drive something like that unless you just didn't care. But at the same time, it's like keycaps are for typing, you know, so type on them. But with Botanical, it was like seeing what happened to pricing was nuts. Laser R2. Yeah, Norse was a good looking keycap set. Is that group buy still open? I was considering jumping in on that, but I really only, I don't know. There's always the temptation to jump in on, yeah, that's true. Buy it because they look good. But I only buy keycap sets that I like, and so there's always the temptation to buy it because you think it'll be valuable later. But it's just like, nah, man. If I buy keycaps, those are for me. Yeah, the flippers. It's kind of a... Norse is open until the 20th. Okay, cool. Yeah, those are really pretty. I like the runes. There's a lot of, you know, sets with kanji and things like that on them, but I've never seen one with runes, which is pretty neat. So, isn't the Bluetooth symbol a Norse rune? Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I thought I heard that somewhere. Yeah. Also, I just tend to be a bigger fan of darker colored. Yeah, Bluetooth the Switch King. Nice. I tend to be a fan of darker colored keycaps. Like, in general, it depends. I did manage to snag an extra of GMK Bleached, which is just kind of a classic, you know, white on black colorway. But yeah, in general, I think I prefer darker keycap sets. And I also don't really like when you have like dark mods with lighter alphas, like that, what is it, color chrome that's on novel keys right now. It just didn't do it for me. I don't know, just not my jam, which fine, because it means there's more for everybody, right? All right, I just want to test out this stab real quick. This is not the right size either. Yeah, this guy. Wait a minute. What is going on? Am I losing my mind? Or is this the space bar I want? Yes, it is. Okay. Obviously, the switch itself is rattling around, but yeah. GMK minimal and bleach different. Great question. I don't know. It might be a different Pantone. I'm not sure what the white exact color like Pantone is, but Mecha. Yeah, the Mecha. I love the switches. I have the EVO1 switches that I think were styled after Mecha, and so I think it would look great on like a black board, like just a solid black, not even like a gray. But let's see what the Pantones are for GMK minimal, because they usually list them. I don't know. I think maybe part of it too was just the mods. But custom ebony case. Oh, that's cool. go. Yeah, that's always the problem with switches that can get really busy is it's like, what do you do for a board? Either you get a equally busy board and let them fight it out, or you find the board that it sort of speaks to. I think the Mecha 01 set would look amazing on, oh, what is it? It's that board by Ace Keyboards that's, it's kind of an old terminal looking thing. Let me see if I can find that. Keyboards. Saturn 60. Y'all seen the Saturn 60? It's, let me pull it up. It's a steel high profile case. And I just think it looks amazing. And I think they have a very similar, yeah, I don't know. Just the whole vibe of it I would love. So, kind of like a big 60% KVM looking thing. Anyways, really cool board. Hopefully mine ships soon. That would be nice. I do like Ace Keyboards though. They've been very open. Yeah, the ortho is sweet. You have to specify when you order which plate you want, so I didn't say ortho, but kind of wishing I would have at this point. But yeah, Ace has been really good about just like messaging if there's been delays, and also having a super high quality standard. Like they sent out an email saying like their contract manufacturer had hung all the cases by their corner before they sprayed them, and ended up missing a little bit of paint, and they, even though it wouldn't really be visible behind a keycap, they just still wanted to produce the best quality board. So I really appreciated that. But you know, even though I had to wait a little bit longer than I thought I would, they explained why, and it's for a good reason in my opinion. Okay. Yeah, I agree. And as long as you explain why, because there's sometimes when there's just delays and they don't say anything. Yeah, Cyberpunk, and they just never answer, and that's frustrating. But good on you, Ace Keyboards, keeping it real. How is Cyberpunk these days? Have they patched it at all? I never picked it up, so I no idea if it's still a bit of a buggy mess, or if it's kind of been fixed and that's why people aren't talking about it anymore, you know? Ah. And good luck getting a new GPU in this market. It's been bananas. Yeah. I'm impressed it's hanging at all. It's good. What you shopping for? Going all the way for a 3090? Ah, those Founders Edition ones look great. I've even seen some like keycaps that are little tiny RTX Founders Editions that have tiny spinning fans. Kind of thought about getting one just for the joke of, hey, look, I actually got my hands on one, but yeah, I saw an ad that EK was making like a CPU water block now for like, or not a CPU water block obviously, but they made those, but an AIO cooler, which I thought was interesting because they're kind of the de facto water block and liquid cooling guys. Okay, just wiping down the PCB a little bit with an alcohol swab because I got some grease all over it. I have a 9900K in my desktop right now, and it is impossible to keep it cool until my wife got me an NZXT Kraken with the triple radiator for Christmas, or my birthday, and it has been amazing. Just actually having cooling on that thing. It's really saved my bacon. Keeps it under that toasty 85 that it used to sit at. Let's just grab a random keycap to test these out. These are not 5-pin switches either, so. We are using EPBT ABS yellow Dolch double shot keycaps. You can actually click or do, I think, exclamation point build. I don't know. I have a bunch of stuff that I think works. There we go. Yeah. ABS. They're made by EPBT, but they're ABS yellow Dolch. Okay. That's rattly, but only because of the switch. All right. Also, let's see. I set up a whole bunch of what all did I set up? Stuff that I'll never remember. Commands. There's build, music, Discord, website, Insta or Instagram, and socials that all provide links. So yeah, like I think this works. Music. Cool. Yeah, in case you're curious about who this artist is, or want to join the Interloper Discord, any of that jazz. Okay, PCB is done. Well, it's not done. It's just getting started. It is time to, there we go, get some switches involved. So this is a gasket mounted build, and I could put the gaskets on the plate or the case, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do the case because that way if I ever for some reason decide to swap this out, I will not need to get new gaskets. They'll just be in the case. So I think that's what we're going with. Yes, carbon fiber. I'm really excited about it, and I've never built anything with carbon fiber before. Interestingly, there's barely any material here, so I'm curious how this will make Holy Pandas sound, especially in a gasket mount situation. But that's what we're here for, is answering those questions. So I'm gonna just put a couple switches in the corners. Like I said, these are not 5-pin switches, so the alignment in the plate is gonna be key, but it seems like these fit pretty tight, so that shouldn't be an issue. Carbon fiber with linears. Yeah, I've been digging linears a lot more lately than I used to. I still don't buy any of the kind of, I don't know, maybe I guess I don't fully buy into that thought that linears are strictly better for gaming than tactiles, because I think you can game on tactiles just fine. But I have been enjoying them. There's a lot of cool JWK stuff that it just looks nice. But I will Never forsake my first love of tactile switches. So what I'm gonna do is install the corner switches on my mouse. Is complaining. Let me grab him some power before he preferred tactiles for gaming. There you go. I prefer whatever I have in front of me, except for I did have a Temu Blues. Oh boy, everyone's favorite for Discord. That's what my wife has on her keyboard right now, and she will not let me swap out her switches as much as I may ask. But end of the day, switches are switches. I also have tried speed switches, and I don't know, just don't get down with that necessarily. I don't know that it makes too big of a difference. Haven't empirically proven that it increases my WPM. So yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. Maybe I'll do it in secret. Maybe I'll steal her keyboard and put in some jades. Because honestly, I actually find the box series of switches to sound nice. I have box whites in one of my boards, and I think they sound great. Yeah, we'll go with that. Interesting. I've seen those optical switches, and I've never tried them. But the fact that there's nothing for them to touch. Yeah, I don't lube my box navies or jades or anything, because it's not like you want them to be quieter. Oh, right, with the little fun fact, yeah, that box in the name is not because the stem is shaped like a box, but it's because they have a little box to help squeeze out any unwanted particulate to make them waterproof. Which would be really nasty if you opened up your board and it was just full of lube. All right. We're gonna get the old iron heating up. I like how fast this soldering iron heats up. So where I used to, or I still work there, but the receptionist who used to be there had a bird that would listen to anything around it, and it would imitate those sounds. So we used to have these old soldering irons that they would make this chirping sound when they were at full temperature. So the bird would sit in the reception area of the office for, every day, and it would hear this chirping sound, and so it started making that sound. So at a certain point, we could no longer trust the sound to indicate that the soldering irons were at full temperature, because it was probably the bird. All right, hitting up the fume extractor. This iron, I will pull that up real quick. I think it was maybe like 120 bucks. Where did my mouse go? There it is. Orders. I paid, yeah, 112 for this soldering iron, and I really like it. It's powered by USB-C, and it's very, very fast to heat up and cool down, which is convenient to say the least. So, and it has replaceable tips, so yeah, not too bad at all. It also doesn't have a massive bulky base station. It's just the iron, so. Okay. Yeah. Oh, custom USB and audio cables. Interesting. That's cool. Hello. Thanks for hanging, Joffy. Appreciate that. Have a good night. Oh, hey. Kartsmoo, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. What does WSP stand for? I'm an old man, and I'm not hip with the kids, as you'd say. Oh, what's up? Hey, not much. We are just here building a KBD Fans CarryWorks Epic keyboard, or Epoch. Excited about it. Just in the middle of soldering up the first few switches just to make sure that the plate gets aligned correctly. Then I'm gonna. These are Holy Pandas that I made with B-Sun Panda housings and Halo Clear stems. All right, let's try some of these. Not that one. Thank you. Yeah, I really like the kind of wine color. Oh yeah, the mecha mat. I actually got it on a B stock sale, and I have not found a flaw in it. I have the white mecha mat too, but I worry more about staining that one. And then I have my grubby mat on top of it that I use to solder things because I'm nervous. That is a tofu with Geteron Silent Black inks in it, and I have Infinity Hive caps on that. Pretty simple tray mount, but it gets it done. This guy, yeah, I think it's the space gray case for a Tofu 65. Nice. Dark gray 60% with black inks. Yeah. It's the way to go. I love me some premium boards, but Tofu's just get her done. And I don't feel like I'm typing on my 401k at the end of the day. All right. I think we have the mods in place. We'll find out if they're straight once I get the rest of the switches in place, but this one seems to not be returning, so we will. Oh yeah? What group did you join? Fuji 65. Nice. FE Blue. I saw that on Mech Group Eyes. It's a pretty board. It's the one with the super shiny underside, right? Yeah. Oh. What mounting style is this? Top mount, nice. Cool. Man, that's a pretty board. That's also a carbon fiber plate, is it not? Aha. Oh, I see, I see. I have never built on a carbon fiber plate before today, so we will see how it goes. FR4 plate. Nice. I actually do really like FR4 plates. I know they can tend to be sometimes more of a budget option, but I actually think they sound better than a lot of like, I don't know, brass especially I think people really like, but I just don't think it sounds amazing. Palm too, yeah, I've seen that. Maybe it's not universally true, but I've noticed that a lot of palm plates tend to be really thick. Maybe it's hard to get thinner palm material, but there we go. Had to reseat the stabilizer. It kind of got away from me. The bottom clip on the screw in wasn't fully clipped in, so it wasn't returning. Ah, so much better. It's returning. Great. Okay, moving right along then. We are going to try to get the rest of these switches in and then take a peek at our alignment, because there's no way I got every single switch straight on the first try. Also, I have other random Holy Pandas mixed in here that are from other builds, but today we're going with the wine colored ones that I built. But this plate is tight. I'm going to use this switch puller to hang on to it while my goodness. There we go. Now we're snagging. Hope it's not this hard for all of them. Getting there. My goodness. Okay. Yeah, this plate is the tightest squeeze. Thank you. These are B-Sun's pandas that they did a group buy on a while ago, and personally, I think I would like the switches a tiny bit more if they had like black stems. I just think a black and wine look would be really nice, but I can't complain. They look really nice. There we go. These tolerances are so tight. Whew. We'll get there. I might not have thumbs at the end of this, but we'll get there. So my current personal recommendation for this board is now put the switches in before you solder any of them. In fact, if this is much harder, I might just solder what I've got and pop all these in after that, because I don't want to wreck this board or this plate. It's way too pretty for that. But I think we'll get there. What switches are you gonna put in your Fuji? Ooh. My thumb is not happy. Not having it. Hey, is that a first try? You bet it was. All right, top row done. I'm only bleeding a little bit, so that's a good sign. There we go. Maybe if I put one in the middle, it will encourage the rest of them. You know, helpful having someone supportive. Nice. Okay. Oh, I am sweating here, y'all. This is the tightest fit switch plate I have ever seen in my entire life. I usually check a few things before stream, but I didn't check the switch tolerance this time, so I'm just making extra sure that every switch is fully seated and happy. So we don't want any keys looking weird. It's all about the aesthetics, you know? Okay. Keep going. Okay, 2 rows down. One thing I need to check also before I get much further is, does this set, not that you should necessarily, yes it does have a set caps on. Okay, good. Not that you should necessarily limit yourself just from that, but I want to make sure that it looks good on when it's done tonight. Okay. Maybe that's why they have so many cutouts in this plate. Is probably not the reason, but it's at best intentional and at least convenient that there's all this space around the outside of the plate where I can hook this switch puller to grab onto it and hike it up a little bit. Get everything seated properly. How are our pins looking? I don't know why I have this fan on still, also. No fumes to be extracted. Okay. This switch plate is so tight. I'm having to like hook the switch puller underneath the parts to like hike it up.
Do you need help?
I am doing all right, but it's just slow going, you know?
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing?
Good. Are you fully assembling it tonight?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, once I get these in, then we just solder.
Smoother sailing.
Yeah. But until then. But yeah, carbon fiber plate.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Good.
What you doing?
I might watch the first episode of The Great North.
Do it.
I will.
Oh. Someone's chatting in my Discord. Or saving more doing. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't anticipate the switch installation to take longer than, or at least fitting the switches in the plate to take longer than lubing the stabs. That was kind of a unexpected thing for the day. There we go. Okay, so far so good. Okay, 3 rows down, 3 to go. Fortunately, the last few are the easiest. Let me just confirm also with my, please grab the correct space bar, but just confirm that my mods are correct. So if I have this bar here, this should be able to fit this guy. Great. Alrighty. We are slowly but surely getting there. We have installed the stepped caps lock switch, which is my personal preference. Some more of these pandas out here. I have other colorways that are kind of mixed in there, but like I said, we're just using the wine and clear today. All right. Another row installed. Okay. Whew. It is murdering my hands to finish these, but we will carry on. There we go. Almost. There we go. Just a few more. That just, oh my word, it shocked me. Just popped right in. And that one did not. Oh, 4 more. One more than the number of fingers I'll have left after this. Let us determine the mods situation for this as well. Very nice. So these boys, this is where I've done messed up AA mod, and I have gone and put a pad over top of this switch. So let me pull that off. There we go. That one's a goner, but that's business. I'm gonna install him right here. Okay, and then we just have 3 left. So I think this one goes here, if I'm correct. Why, yes it do. That it be, that it do. Then this one. It's not even installed yet and I'm already digging it. Just the sound, you know? Very cool. Very cool. Alright. Let's do one final check. This is, let me focus on it. This is our final installed plate and PCB assembly. We have the stabs done and lubed with pads on them. And now I'm just checking because the tolerances are so tight on this plate. I want to make sure everything is as snug as it can and should be. Aha. Okay. I am satisfied, I think, that every switch is installed correctly. So, it's time for the big solder. Okay, so we'll give this the old flipperoo. Check the pins. Just like to look down the row, make sure I see pairs of everything. If there's any gaps and the pins poking through, that means there's probably a bent one somewhere, but we are looking real nice. Okay. All right. Let's do it to it. Heat this guy up. We'll get my fume extractor started. Let's put all these spares away. All right, F-row is done. Okay. I think we got it done. The obvious next step though is going to be testing it. Make sure I haven't screwed anything up. So for that we will need the daughter board. Which we will attach here. Flip this bad boy over. Turn off our fume extractor. Thank you for your service. Pull up via. We'll switch over to this view. So let's reset this board. Number rows, F rows. Let's go pause. This segment, Windows key works because it pulled up Windows. Alt, space. These guys, Shift, caps lock, tab, number rows, backspace, mods, alphas. Perfect. Everything is working. That is excellent news. So, the next thing that I will do, let me put this assembly to the side, is, actually no, I'm gonna involve this guy real quick, is we are going to switch back to the soldering iron back. We're gonna clean this off a little bit. So when you solder, you can tend to leave a bit of a greasy mess sometimes, and so I just like to take the alcohol pad, just wipe off any spots that I see. It's not really obviously strictly necessary, but I just feel like it's kind of like cable management on a gaming rig, you know? Like, if it's on the backside, no one's gonna see it, but you do it for you, you know? Alright, I think that's most of the grease. Kind of soot and, not soot, but you know, whatever those fumes leave on your PCB. Whatever it is, I ain't got time for that. Alright, it's a good looking PCB. Although I do feel like it could have done with some centering, but who am I to judge? Okay, next up we have the case. And it's a big boy. Here we have the external housing for the Epoch. It did come with some tools, which I will grab real quick. So what it came with was this, and this. And 0 instructions, so I am freestyling here. But what I'm assuming is that, well, what I know is that these are the gaskets in the feet. It's all the kind of rubberized stuff. I'm just gonna rip this because these are kind of rubbery as they should be, but that means they're impossible to get out of a plastic bag. Then a screwdriver for getting the, I think they're M10 maybe, screws out of the back. Extra screws for this Dolce badge that's on the back, or the Epoch, I guess. In the renders it said Dolce on it, but this ain't no render. So we're gonna just back these screws all the way out. We're gonna install the gaskets, and then there's a kind of a rubbery bottom layer that I believe is to protect the PCB from hitting this case, because while it is anodized, if the PCB scratches the backside at all, it could start shorting out all of the switches, which would be bad. So we got the 4 screws here. We got the top and the bottom. We'll start with the bottom of this guy. And all we're going to do is take our handy dandy tweezers and use them to install these gaskets. And like I said earlier, I'm going to put the gaskets on the case, not the PCB, just because if I ever swap out the plate and the PCB for something else, then I don't have to get new gaskets. So I'm just gonna fit these little guys in here. Just gotta make sure that it's fully seated, otherwise it's gonna be an even tighter fit than I know it already will be. Okay. So effectively how this works is that these get installed on the top and bottom, and then the only interface between the aluminum of the chassis and the carbon fiber plate is this rubber, which should absorb the vibrations. Okay, that's 2 gaskets installed. All right. Okay, that is all the bottom housing gaskets mounted. All right, feeling good about that. Great. make sure that one stays correctly. There we go. And then we have this guy, which goes in the bottom. So let's take the plastic off of this. There we go. Sits nice and flat. And it should prevent this little guy from shorting at all. There we go. Cool. Next, we have some extra screws in this bag, which we will use to secure the daughter board down. Gotta put my screwdriver through this. There we go. Make sure that this guy is aligned correctly because I don't want to crunch down on top of him. Okay, now let's check via one more time just for sanity. Looking good. All right, we'll actually put this to the side real quick and grab the top housing. And just put the last set of gaskets in there. Cool. A lot of gasket mounted boards have a gasket that you have to cut yourself. So I'm very thankful this one did not, because that would be quite annoying. Okay, last gasket. I'm glad they gave me extra too, because very high chance of messing this up for me. Okay. Now I'm going to actually. Well, no, I'll assemble it right side up and then attempt to flip it over without messing anything up. I'm feeling. Ooh. We feeling thick. Let's get this beefcake screwed back together. And then get some feet on there. Oh, what a chonker. That feels amazing right off the bat. But now it is time for some getting some notifications. Okay, it is time for some keycaps. Actually, that's not true. It's time for some feet. Let's see. Alrighty. Nice. Looks good. Let's grab our keycaps. Which, as mentioned before, these are the EPBT Double Shot ABS Yellow Dolch from KBD fans. And this is probably the worst way to install them, but it's the way I be doing it. Just the old dump and sort. So we'll start with eliminating all the space bars I don't need. I think this is the one we want. All right. This is where Alt goes. Shift. Don't need that guy. So another shift. But I think I need the long one here. So I don't need the ISO enter or the big boy control or this guy. Now one of these is a function key. Let's find out. That's Windows. It's this one. Great. Cool. Don't need that. Don't need that. We do need this control key though. And tab. Here's the big boy shift. Off here real quick. Aha! We have a stab wire that's trying to sneak out on us. There we go. Issue resolved. Much better. Okay. Stepped caps lock for life. Here's our escape. This is possibly the most chaotic way of installing keycaps known to man, but it works for me. Really, it's more of a storage thing. It's just easier to keep all my keycaps in a tub rather than boxes. Okay. That took a while. I'm getting tired. But it has come to that point where it's time for us to do a sound test. I'm excited about that. So let me pull up, put away all this stuff. Let me pull up my monkey type and we will get this sound test on the road. What a beaut. I really dig this board. Okay. Let me pop up a quick Chrome tab. And then we will go to monkeytype.com. And then I think this is my sound test. So let me get this microphone pointed right at this board. Okay. And let's do a 30-second test. Whoo! That felt pretty good. I dig that. That is a nice board. It's a hefty boy. Yeah. Yeah, all right. I think that is it. Thank you for hanging out with me on stream today. This was a great build. Something is a little weird with the spacebar. I might check it on the other side of the PCB after the stream is over, but until then, appreciate it. That was super fun. I really enjoyed building this thing, and yeah, I'll show it kind of one more time. It is just an absolute unit, as they say. But I think these caps fit it quite well. I think, yeah, just kind of a Dolce theme on this board, which is obviously styled after that era, it's really cool. I'm excited to get my modern Dolce 2 caps in. I'm also surprised at how I don't know if you can really see this, but how high profile the sides are. Like, this is a cherry profile set and it is absolutely buried by this monster. So anyways, yeah, once again, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate that. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. I have some exciting stuff coming up, some Prime E build and a Rev Wing and a couple other weird oddities, as well as a basket weave and a barleycorn and some other stuff like that. And so stay tuned, some cool stuff coming up. But until then, yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good night.